everyone. This monthly report is going to be very different from your normal monthly reports, and that's because our media team is working extremely hard on season 3 of Horse Rescue Heroes and all their efforts going into that, but we didn't want to leave you without a monthly report. So today, Angela and I are just going to run down and do it quickly and easily so they don't have to edit everything together. It'll be much faster for them. So how was September?
September was an amazing month. I mean, all the months are pretty amazing, but we had a total of 208 animals helped in the month of September.
And that's just amazing. And that's through our grant program and also the animals coming into our shelter. 145 horses received help and resources or sheltering from our organization just in the month of September. That is so huge. And then, of course, we got our long ears. We helped 23 donkeys and then 3 mules. And then we also helped a lot of little animals. Yep. One was very little and very heavy.
And we did have a little heavy animal. We had 29 cats. We're getting to the point where it's kind of crazy to see that we're helping more cats than donkeys. But we had 29 cats, 7 dogs, and then that one tortoise. I want to call him a turtle. Tortoise.
Tortoise. And that was so unexpected. When I was at the auction, it was the last thing I was expecting. It was kind of a cold morning, and we were there just, helping the horses and getting them ready to transport back to the shelter. And then there's a tortoise in one of the pens, and they're supposed to get down to, I think, about 50 degrees is about the coldest, and it was like 40 degrees. So he was definitely not as frisky as he was once he got here.
Once he warmed up, he showed his frisky side.
When we got him at the auction, he was just a very chill, he was literally chill, old tortoise seeming, and he wasn't really active, but it was because he was so cold, because he needed help and he needed a safe place to be. Once he got here and he got his water and his food and warmth, he got extremely energetic, and he would escape out of everything we tried to put him in, and he will definitely go down in our memory books for a long time, Tank the Tortoise. But year to date, we have helped nearly 2,000 animals.
It's amazing. It's amazing what we've done this year. Last year at the end of the year, we had helped 1,661 animals, and here we are this report is for September, and through September we have helped 1,859 animals.
It's just amazing.
That's
just
so amazing.
It's all because of you, our amazing supporters, helping not only horses here in Tennessee and our organization, but your support helps horses around the world. And we try to do as much good with every donation that comes in. And so 1,859 animals year to date through into September. So 1,386 horses.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, there's no way that Tawny and I could help 1,386 horses without you. That's just not even possible. I don't even know. What would we do with them even? I mean, how would we pay for all of that? We would have to say no, and a lot of these horses that we helped would not have the option of being helped. If it wasn't for us. I know we're kind of jumping ahead on the report, but this year we have helped other organizations rescue 224 horses out of auctions. Those horses could have just disappeared and been a number on a USDA export report. So many of these horses that we help, are horses that, we're not physically helping here, but we are helping get them out of such a terrible situation. So 245 donkeys. I know a lot of the donkeys we have helped this year. Obviously we've helped a lot here at our shelter, but we've also helped a lot of donkeys through our Global Safety Net program. We've been helping geld. I know at least one organization goes in and helps get donkeys gelded, and I think we've helped over 60 donkeys just with one organization get gelded, and then those donkeys can go on and live a happy, healthy life and live a life with other donkeys. And if they happen to fall through the cracks somewhere in their life,
they're going to have such a better chance of finding a really good home again because they're going to be gelded already and they're not a mature jack donkey. So let's see, 36 mules year to date, 122 cats.
Isn't that amazing? 122 cats.
The cat problem within our Middle Tennessee is huge, and one struggle with adopting out cats and stuff is because Pet Finder has banned our organization because we do rescue horses out of the slaughter pipeline, preventing them a horrific death in the slaughterhouse, but they won't allow Stephen Post cats on their platform, and we used to adopt out so many cats through Pet Finder, so that's really sad that we don't have that resource anymore. We've had a lot of dogs.
We have. This year we had 46 dogs.
And I am so thankful for all our adoption partners with the dog programs out there, because we have been able to network so many dogs out of our organization. We've got 13 goats that we've helped this year.
Yep.
And goats are always awesome. Love the goats. And 2 pigs, 8 rabbits, and then Mr. Tank the tortoise. Just 1 tortoise this year. But yeah, year to date, 1,859 animals helped. Just incredible, and we couldn't have done that without your support. And we're helping animals across the United States and also the world. But before we go into globally, maybe you want to just kind of name off some of the states that we've helped this year. It's been 37 states across the United States this year, and that's amazing.
One of the newer states is Utah. We just added Utah to the list. We helped 5 equine in Utah. I'm trying to see here. Washington State, we've helped 5 there. Wyoming, 3. Texas is a big state that we've helped a lot. Aside from our own state, 241 equine in Texas. It's pretty amazing how we've reached across the United States. You look at Colorado with 102 and 182 in California. It's just pretty amazing.
Yeah. So out of the whole United States, we are helping horses across the United States, 37 different states. So that means even though you might not be in Tennessee, you're supporting us. We're helping horses in your area. And then globally, and we've helped a lot of horses in Indonesia. Mm-hmm. I think one of the most frustrating situations that happened in Indonesia recently was their water got cut off.
Mm-hmm. It did.
And they have these horses at their organization there, and they were struggling to get them water, and it was they had to have all the water brought to them because the water on the island got shut off, and just amazing. But they're doing better now, and we were able to help them through that little crisis. And we helped horses in Spain, and then also in France.
France is a new one. Just helped 1 equine in France, but it's exciting to see how we're stretching out, and really we only have 13 more states to be across the United States. Completely. Yeah. And we are reaching out to other rescues in other states to let them know about our grants program, so that hopefully we could help in all 50 states, which would be so amazing. To help rescues all the way across the United States would be amazing.
And through our Global Safety Net program, we know a lot of our supporters and followers, you are around the world, and we know that you also support us. You send us donations, and we're really dedicated next year. We want to get the Global Safety Net program going deeper across the world, because there's so many horses that need help. And obviously, if you watch our weekly episodes, you see the need is huge here in the United States, and I think a lot of our followers are appalled by the conditions of animals in the United States. You think, oh, the USA, we've got everything right, it's the USA. And when it comes to animals, especially animals that are considered meat animals, there's so little rights for them. It's just appalling. And horses fall into that category as livestock, and that's why we see so many horses in really, really rough conditions, and there's just really not laws out there to help them, because they want to be able to ship animals to a slaughterhouse who basically are in those conditions that you see, and so they don't want to change the laws for horses or other animals, because it's been this way for decades, and they don't want to change. And in the meantime, animals suffer, and it's heartbreaking, the condition of horses we see at auctions. But I've been doing this for 19 years, and it's been the same across the United States wherever I go. Except there was one auction that said they wouldn't accept stallions, blind or crippled horses, and that's because they shipped directly to slaughter, and they didn't want to deal with them. And it's just really sad. But I'm so thankful that because of our amazing supporters and our episodes that help create monetization, that we're able to help so many horses around the world and give them a bright future. But our shelter here in Tennessee, Hohenwald, Tennessee, it was pretty busy too in September.
It was busy in September. We helped 76 animals total here at the shelter. We had 33 horses, 4 donkeys, 2 mules, 29 cats, 7 dogs, and that 1 tortoise.
And we had 43 owner surrenders. Going into winter, we really see an increase with owner surrenders. So we had 43 owner surrenders and 33 rescued at auction. And one of the horses we rescued, it didn't even make it here. We purchased it at the auction. It was extremely sick, and as soon as we were able to purchase, thankfully were able to purchase the horse before the auction so we could try to get it help. And our medical team were able to get pain meds on board and try to help it. And they were trying to find another vet that was able to come and give the horse the last act of kindness. And the horse actually passed away before we could stop that suffering for that horse. And it's so sad. It's so sad, the things we see, and it's really just heartbreaking. As of end of September, it was 106 animals that we were sheltering. 66 horses, 6 donkeys, 8 mules,
11 cats, 8 dogs, 1 tortoise.
Mr. Tank the tortoise.
Tank.
Tank the tortoise.
And then from 2021, we had 1 horse, 1 mule, and then we have 2 resident horses and 2 resident cows.
So we have 2 resident horses. That would be a little cowboy, kind of a little mascot for visitors, and they can come and interact with horses. One horse that came to us back in 2010 from an animal cruelty neglect case. He was then adopted, and his adoption just wasn't quite the right home. So she surrendered him back to our organization and sponsored him. So he is great. And then I'm sure you've all seen Blue Jeans and Bruno, the 2 little miniature steers. They get to hang out with they get to hang out with the horses and desensitize the horses from cows. So and hang out and eat in the pastures, and they're just cute. They're nice to have around. Out of our outcomes in September, there were 2 that did pass away, and we did have 36 that needed the last act of kindness. We get a lot of kittens that come to us so sick that we aren't able to save them. And then the last auction that we did in September, it was really, really hard. That we always see after summer a lot of people taking horses to auctions that need the last act of kindness, and maybe they just can't afford it. They can't have the horse through the winter. And we had 2 veterinarians doing the intake. Actually, it was 3. We had 3 veterinarians helping with this intake from the September auction, and there were so many horses that were suffering, and some of them had suffered for so long. So we were very thankful we were able to give them the last act of kindness, and they're no longer suffering. But with rescue, there's always sad, and then there's the happy parts. And we had a lot of adoptions in September.
We did. We had 37 adoption placements.
Yeah. So adoption placements, we have animals going out to adopters, and then we also have animals going to organizations for adoption. So 37 adoption placements. That's super exciting. That makes our work so worth it.
It's so awesome that year to date in our shelter here in Tennessee, we have helped over 584 animals locally right here.
That's amazing. 319 horses.
Amazing. 47 donkeys.
26 mules.
122 cats.
46 dogs.
13 goats.
2 pigs.
8 rabbits.
And 1 tortoise. Mr. Tank the tortoise. So we've been very, very busy at our shelter here. In September and year to date, 584 animals. I'm so grateful for your support that allows us to help these animals because they're in desperate need. Our Global Safety Net program has been very, very busy in September, doing so much good for horses across the United States, and we help horses even around the world.
Mm-hmm. So we have helped 132 animals through our Global Safety Net program.
20 of those were rescued out of auctions. Mm-hmm. So, auction rescue is a big part of our mission, is rescuing these horses and getting them out of the slaughter pipeline before they end up at a feedlot or before they end up at the slaughterhouse. And so we give out grants to other organizations. We rescue a lot of horses from auctions here in Tennessee, but we give out grants so other organizations can rescue. So 20 more horses in addition to what we rescued, 33 from auction. So 20 more horses beyond that. Just in September, we were able to pull out of the slaughter pipeline. And that's just amazing. So, that's over 50 animals pulled out of the slaughter pipeline, horses, ponies, mules, donkeys that could have ended up in a slaughterhouse. But because of your support, we were able to make a difference, and that's just incredible. 20 through our safety net program pulled out of auctions, and we also gelded a lot of horses.
We did. We gelded 22 stallions. Made them proper citizens. That's so amazing.
Yes. There's a lot of stallions out there who need their gelding operations. A lot of times people can't afford it, and we're able to give assistance to help get them gelded. And then we know that they're going to live a much better life. They're going to be able to be with other horses. They're not going to be making more horses. No backyard breeding going on. And we're just really, really happy to be able to help. And if you would like to help get a horse gelded, for $100 you can make a donation and, just say Global Safety Net Program, gelding, donate $100, and that money will be used to change the life of a horse and give that horse a brighter future. And just like we saw here at our shelter with so many animals, like horses coming in that needed the last act of kindness, we also saw a raise in the last act of kindness grants. Mm-hmm. Because, going into fall, people are making these harder decisions of, my horse has already got arthritis, struggling with weight. Should I put that horse through another winter? And, talking with their vets, making the decision when it's the right time for that horse. So we actually gave out grants to help give the last act of kindness to 30 equines through our safety net program. And we're really happy that we were able to help provide that for those horses and that they're no longer suffering. And they didn't end up at an auction like the horses you see us rescuing at auctions. So very, very happy that we were able to be there for those horses and ensure that they'll never end up in a slaughterhouse.
Then we had 60 urgent needs.
And the urgent need grants are something where, a lot of times, if a rescue is helping law enforcement and they bring horses in, we're able to help with the initial intake cost of those animals. There's a lot of organizations out there that are struggling to make ends meet. And when you donate to our organization, and if you're like, I want to support the Global Safety Net program, you want to. I'm just going to say it over again because the door's shut. Mm-hmm. You want to support the Global Safety Net program. When we have organizations contacting us, we check them out. We make sure they're a good organization, they're in good status with their 501c3 and everything before we make that contribution to their organization in the form of a grant. So that is one thing when you're donating to our organization and you're wanting the money to help horses, regardless if they're in Tennessee or not, we're able to help other organizations, who need help. And we get so many different urgent needs. I know one recently that came in, it was just so heartbreaking. They'd rescued this little donkey from an auction, so you don't know the history, and the donkey had been shot in its rump. There was, a bullet hole going into this donkey. And, we're so honored that we can be there for those organizations that are also out there in the front lines, and they can rescue knowing that they have the opportunity to reach out to us and say, hey, this is the animal I just rescued. Can you help with the vet bill or something like that? So in September, we helped 25 different organizations across the United States, and that's huge. Helping 129 equines at those organizations. And then also we helped private owners, and we're so grateful for that. We did give out a lot of money in grants and assistance. We went above and beyond our budget, which is so hard. We get asked to help so many horses, and we can only give support as we have donations. And so if we have a big month helping horses with grants and stuff, and then we have a month that is tight, it's really hard. But we always try to say yes to a horse that needs the last act of kindness, and we always try to say yes to a horse that needs gelding. Mm-hmm. And then also being pulled out of the slaughter pipeline. So we were definitely above budget. So if you'd like to make a donation, please do so. We don't have another organization saying here's money for giving away at grants this month. This is all through our fundraising and us trying to get financial support to help. So I'm going to let you read off that big number of money that we sent out to help horses.
$21,430.61.
Just in September. So that's a huge amount. Auction rescue grants we gave out was
$8,633 for auction rescue.
And so, close to almost $10,000 given out to help other organizations rescue horses out of the slaughter pipeline. And then our gelding grants, $2,200 given out in the gelding grants. The last act of kindness, which again I said, between geldings and last act of kindness, we always try our very best never to say no. I don't think we've said no to any.
Not that I'm aware of.
Definitely not this year. If a horse needed gelding or horse needed last act of kindness through the grants, we haven't said no. So we did spend quite a bit in September helping horses receive the last act of kindness.
$4,502.61 went to give horses the last act of kindness.
Urgent needs also was up there.
Yeah, $4,955 for urgent needs.
And then we also have a program called our Shelter Transfer Program. And because we do rescue so many animals here at our organization, we know that there are other organizations out there who have great adoption programs. We have a great adoption program here, but we have our little network, and then this organization over here has their network and different people contacting us wanting different horses or puppies and dogs. So
kittens and rabbits
and the list goes on. But if there's an organization out there wanting to transfer a horse from our organization to their organization, we'll actually give them a grant of $250 to help with that initial intake cost. I don't think it actually covers all of the costs because, they are getting a horse that's microchipped, vetted, vaccinated, all this stuff that does take a huge burden off. But most, organizations are probably going to spend about $500 doing an intake on a horse. But through our transfer program, they've had a huge chunk of that necessity of vaccines and hoof care and medical care taken care of. So we give them $250 to help them get that horse just transferred into their facility. Maybe the horse needs, some transport. Maybe the horse needs, there's always cost when you're bringing an animal into your organization. So we do give organizations a grant to help with that transfer. But year to date, we have helped so many horses and donkeys and mules through our Global Safety Net program. The Global Safety Net program is support for equines. Mm-hmm. It's not for dogs or cats or tortoises or goats or anything. So when we're getting grants, we're giving out grants that are specifically for horses. Mm-hmm. So we've helped a lot of horses year to date through our Global Safety Net program.
1,275.
And 224 of those horses were from auctions, and they could have just disappeared in the slaughter pipeline, been never seen again. And so that's just amazing. We were able to rescue that many outside of our own organization, helping them and keeping them out of the slaughter pipeline.
And 260 stallions gelded.
Which is just unbelievable. To help fund and get these stallions gelded, 260 stallions received gelding operations this year because of our grant program. And that is so huge.
It's so amazing.
It's going to give those animals such a better quality of life where they're actually able to be with other horses, and there's not a potential of them making more horses that could end up in the slaughter pipeline. I am just so thrilled with that number. It's the year's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
260 stallions have been gelded because of people just like you supporting our organization. And, we have this Global Safety Net program that's truly making a difference for animals. I mean, you make a difference for animals when you donate here at our facility. And then above and beyond that, we're helping animals across the United States and around the world. There were 97 year to date that did need. There were 97 horses, donkeys, mule. There were 97 that needed the last act of kindness, and 30 of those were just from September. So we're seeing a rise in horses needing the last act of kindness, and a lot of that is with the weather change and winter coming on. People are needing to make those decisions. So we're very thankful that through this entire year we've been able to help almost 100 horses receive the last act of kindness and not continue their suffering. The last act of kindness is something that, it's a lot of people just don't quite understand it, they don't get it, but we're trying to prevent horses from suffering. If somebody has a horse that's suffering, they want to have it humanely euthanized, they can't afford to have it humanely euthanized. We don't want them to feel pressured into taking that horse to an auction or giving it away because they can't afford it, and then that horse ending up in the slaughter pipeline. And then you see what type of horses we rescue in our episodes that need the last act of kindness, and it's heartbreaking. We gave out a lot of urgent need grants.
688 animals were helped through the urgent need grants so far this year.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And we also did 6 through a natural disaster grant that we have. So tornadoes, hurricanes, fires. We do have a grant that's specifically to help horses, equine members. We have a grant that's set up just to help in natural disaster cases. And so it could be fires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. And we have a fund there to help in situations like that. But September has been amazing. Year to date has been amazing. September, though, 37 adoptions. That's just amazing. And that concludes our September monthly report. I hope you've enjoyed watching this report. Please give us feedback. This isn't how we've done reports as of this year. This is the first time we've just kind of sat down, had a conversation, and brought you all up to speed about what happened in September. So give us your feedback, and definitely please consider making a donation, helping us rescue, shelter, and protect the helpless. there are so many animals that need help, and we do the very best we can for all of them. And then also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications, and help us get to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Because when you do, YouTube will send us a plaque that we have reached 100,000 subscribers. And I can tell you what, everyone in our media department that works so hard to put out the content that you watch would love to have that plaque hanging in the media room, just reminding them of what a great job they've done. So thank you so much for watching, and just remember, subscribe, hit the bell, and thank you so much for your support. We couldn't do the work we do without you.